It would never be accepted in some parts of Melbourne, but in the inner western suburb of Footscray, groups of young migrants regularly gather to drink in public, often during the day. One shop owner got so fed up he decided to hand in his liquor licence in an effort to clean up the area. But as Anna McDonald reports, community leaders say it will take much more than that to break the daily drinking cycle and get young people into school or work.
We sort of get large groups of young, usually men, congregating at the front of my shop, at the back of my shop, drinking heavily over the course of the afternoon. So often, a lot of bottle smashing and loud swearing. It's very intimidating.
They drain their miseries by having alcohol. They don't want to see what they're living in, so they go on alcohol.
On a weekday afternoon in the heart of Footscray, it's impossible to ignore the drinking. Young people begin gathering in groups from lunchtime, drinking cheap beer bought from nearby bottle shops. When 7:30 Victoria started filming at Footscray's main square, we were met with an angry response.
Better go now. Better call the police, man. I'll block your pen off.
The square lies right behind Grant Miles' grocery store.
It seems to have gotten worse over the last 6 to 12 months or so, and I'm sort of right in the centre of it.
The president of the Footscray Traders Association made headlines this week when he decided to tear up his liquor licence. He says he no longer wants to play a part in the alcohol abuse that takes over the streets every day.
We often have meetings between local police, council, other organisations. I've been interviewed by Turning Point Alcohol and Drug Association. And those meetings usually revolve around discussing ways to reduce the problem of alcohol in Footscray. And I feel a bit hypocritical sitting in those meetings and then coming back to my shop selling alcohol.
Should it really take a retailer to stop selling alcohol for the issue to be solved? Are there enough police out there doing what needs to be done?
The resources that we have are sufficient to deal with the issues here in Footscray. The stance by Mr Miles in stopping selling alcohol is a small step and one piece of a very large jigsaw puzzle.
From Vietnamese to Sudanese, thousands of migrants make their way to Melbourne's west each year in search of a better life.
Most of the people here are failing. Why are they failing? The system, the services are not tailored to solve the problem. They're tailored to service the problem.
Dr Berhan Ahmed is a former Victorian of the Year. He's long been a voice for Melbourne's African communities and is running as an independent in tomorrow's by-election for the seat of Melbourne. He says African youth are turning to alcohol because of a lack of education and employment opportunities.
The South Sudanese have been in the refugee camp for a long time, most of the people. So it's wrong to blame the victims. It's the process of understanding where these people are coming and fitting them to the services that they deserve.
We have noticed that the African community has been overrepresented in some of the issues that we've been having, and we thought that that group as a whole were struggling with coming to terms with, I guess, life in Australia, a lot of them, and were becoming disengaged from the education and employment.
While police and community groups run support and training programs for migrants, many people, like these three men, are constantly met with rejection. None of them can find work and they live in temporary accommodation because they have no rental history.
If you are not working, what can I do? I have to drink, we have to take the drug.
People as young as these guys are looking for an opportunity. They're not asking any to beg. They're saying we need to work and live. So what I see is, let's dignify them.
Grant Miles thinks the availability of cheap and refrigerated alcohol in Footscray fuels the abuse on the streets. And while he knows his decision to stop serving grog won't solve the area's problems, he hopes others follow his lead.
I think it'll take quite a long time to change the problems that we've had here recently. But, you know, if all retailers and other liquor outlets, and we need help from the police and the council, I believe that we can change it over the long term.